Well, hi everyone. This is my feedback to the class on all the work that was submitted for Project 1. So this may apply to you, it may not apply to you, but it's just good to know that these are the comments that I saw, the issues that just kept coming up time and time and time again. So I thought I'd just tell everybody. We'll all just talk about it. So it's feedback. The first thing I want to talk about is the timeline for feedback, timeline for evaluations. These were due October 12th. Convention is I should have everything done in a week or 2 weeks. So from a week to 2 weeks. As I evaluate work, the way Canvas is set up, I evaluate a work and then I submit all the data. So students are getting the feedback at different times. It's not like a face-to-face classroom where I have the papers and then I evaluate them and then on day I turn them back to everyone. That's just not how it works. So it takes me a while. I had about 73 of these works to go through. And I also have another class to teach. So it just takes time. So you just need to be patient. The feedback will get there when it gets there. And everybody has the same amount of time to revise and turn it in. Okay. Another thing that I want to bring up is using technology to help you. Use the editor feature. As you can see, I have the editor feature turned on here. Now the score is low because I have I put in some just other writing while I was doing. And you see all these blue lines that say, hey, there's something that you could probably change to make this better. And you can click on it and it gives you ideas. This is where the clarity and conciseness comes in. And I use this when I evaluate your papers. Some things I totally ignore because they're not applicable. Some things I say, hey, did you look at this like spelling, like word choice? I also have Grammarly running on this too. But you don't need Grammarly. You don't need to buy it. If you have it, you can use it. Excuse me. But the editor feature everybody has. And so it says clarity. There's 12 places where clarity could be changed, mainly in this document. Okay? Use styles. You go home. You see styles? This tells you the list of styles that are in this. And you can create a style if you want to. But I do this too. And styles is an organizational tool. You remember how you used to do an outline? You'd have the big number 1 and then maybe a letter A underneath it. And underneath that, you had a small Roman numeral I to say, okay, this is the most important area I'm going to talk about. This is an important point. I'm going to be here. This is an important point that goes here. That's what the styles features does for your writing. It helps organize it. In week 9, we're going to read about signposting and organization. And insert the page break feature. I shouldn't have to talk about this because you can't just have big long lists of wording. I had a lot of this people not using the insert page break feature. I have all these. I have links that say here, go to Erin Wright, and she will show you YouTube videos on how to use all of these features. If you're on campus, you can go, I think there's IT labs set up now all over the place. You can go and ask them. Okay? Another, not issue, but another what was happening across everyone's work, not everybody, but across looking at all, was reformatting the 2 AI generated lists. I was getting a lot of just copy, paste, slap, go on. That was not the assignment. The assignment was to reformat this in a way that was reader friendly. That meant it had some kind of consistent style and spacing using styles feature. Okay? Any unnecessary information that the reader wouldn't know was taken out. Yeah, all those little superscript numbers, that was the AI saying, this goes to something else. You didn't present that. Confusing, unnecessary information. Chat GPT, all those cute little icons that I put in there. No, that reader doesn't know that. So it was just not a copy, paste, slap going about your business. It was actually thinking about what you're doing, which you must do as a technical writer when you design documents, and going on with it. Okay? And so, yeah, there's some things that had odd spacing, big spaces in, where it was taking the HTML coding from the website and putting it in the Word document, and Word document didn't understand it, so it was making big spaces. And then formatting not matching between Gemini and ChatGPT. Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. So, those were things that you needed to be done and weren't done across the board. Just as a reminder, I'm Dr. Frances Johnson. Worked very hard to earn that title. And I think I've said to some people, it is better to err on the side of calling your professors doctor in their last name than, if it's not true, if they haven't earned a terminal degree, they will say, no, I'm not, I'm just Ms. But I am not. I worked very hard to get this terminal degree. I know it's hard. A lot of people think that women can't have terminal degrees, but we can. And so I'm not Dr. Frances. I'm not Miss Frances. I'm Dr. Frances Johnson. Now, if you grow up and in 30 years we become best friends, you can call me Fran. Not now. The purpose in your, this is all the Driscoll now. What was the purpose? I did not count off for the purpose, but I made points for you to think. What is the purpose? Well, oh, it went away. Come on. Come on. The purpose of the Driscoll memo is to reflect on what you learned from completing this assignment. What did you learn about using AIs? So that's what the purpose is. The purpose is to reflect on this. That goes back to I learned, and so what? One, I've talked about numerous times, it should have the phrasing, I learned. To be really good, it should start off with that. I learned this, 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 this. I learned this from doing this, this, this. This is not not a big, long discussion on what you did last weekend. It's not a big, long discussion about other things that aren't in the document. It's not a big, long discussion on this type of document needs this kind of writing. No. What did you learn from using AIs? What did you learn about the number and types of documents? That's it is. Relate to readings. The AI list, and it says in the instructions, you're looking at the AI lists and how they use technical writing. Why is this important? Well, the more and more we use AI, the more as humans, we need to be able to tell if it's right or not. Are they using the correct conventions? Are they hallucinating about something? So that's what we need to focus on. That's what this focuses on, once you look at. Is this AI generated list really using the conventions of technical writing that I've learned about? Incomplete work, I had I had people turn in incomplete work. This was missing, that was missing, this was just thrown together. Oh my, it's, this is due at 11:59, it's 11:30 now, I need to submit something. Okay? I've been doing this for 21 years. Yeah, I kind of can get the sense of what that is. If you are not happy with the evaluation you got, there is a resubmission policy. The details are in the syllabus. Yes, they're in there. There's a procedure you have to follow. There's a document you have to submit that says, this is what I changed. It's a memo, too. This is what I changed. This is why it makes the work stronger. And you have to give specific examples of this. All right? So that's the overall feedback on Project 1. And here's what this editor score, this is what I look at. And I can click on these things, and they highlight over here. Yeah, this is bad because, like I said, there's just a lot of garbage. But I wanted to get more than 100 words that the program uses. But that's all I have to say. I will answer specific questions via email. But again, you need to tell me, here's your name, this is what class I'm in your tech writing class. This is my specific question I have on this project. Specific questions, not why did I get this grade? I've already told you that. I've provided comments on the document and on the comments section. So yeah, you've got comments on grades. Another quick thing I think I'll mention, if you submitted a draft, I compare the drafts to see what I already commented on, because I don't say the same thing. I don't repeat myself. If I commented there, I'm not going to comment on the same thing in your draft. The people who submitted drafts did better than those that didn't, because those that didn't, the work I got was just like a rough draft. So that's that. Again, not everything applies to everybody. This is just an overall feedback on Project 1. That's all I have. Again, I will answer specific questions via email. Thanks. Bye.